Don't steal people's shit. You know, some people like take little things from grocery stores and stuff because they think it's like funny or cool or whatever it is. They get this little adrenaline rush. Don't steal shit. I worked for my shit. I worked really hard for my shit.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jacqueline.
What's up? I'm cool.
We met on September 30th, 2017.
Actually, we fell in love September 30th, 2017. We were running our own businesses.
Doing our own thing.
So now we're running businesses together.
We're still doing our own thing.
Together. And action! Oh my god. I think we should just dive right into it.
Okay, I think
Oh shit, your headphones are on. Alert, alert, headphones are not on. Her headphones are not on. Alright. She keeps yawning. Y'all know what that means. Alright, what's up? My name is Cole Connor. I'm here with the beautiful...
Am I still Goddess J? I just realized, we've changed some things since we last seen you. Like, I don't even think I'm Goddess J anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, to be honest. I think her name is actually BOWGO now.
Well, it's our name, but I guess I do run the account.
Can I just make a quick thing? Never buy these podcast arms.
They're the newer.
They are newer. They're super cheap, and you would think they would be pretty solid because someone actually sells them. But guess what? They're not. Watch this.
Yeah, because if they don't work, they're broken. We actually had a debate about this. I was like, if it doesn't work, it's broken.
And I was like, it's not broken. They just suck. And she was like, no, they're
Which
broken.
Which means they
and
don't
like,
work.
No,
so.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So we've been gone for like 4 months.
What's up?
Woo, woo,
Is that loud?
I think that was pretty loud. I think that peaked. Peak. We have done a lot of stuff in this time period. Jacqueline, what have we been doing? I don't even know.
Well, it's really crazy because I think, when did we leave off? Like maybe November, and even then we weren't like super consistent. Yeah. And we were like, we're gonna be consistent, and we were actually supposed to do our podcast while we were traveling because it's really nice. These mics just hook up to our little Zoom.
Yeah.
And, headphones, it's really nothing,
It's pretty easy.
But the second day of our trip,
so our
on
trip,
a 2-week trip.
2-week road trip.
On the second day.
In
Austin, Texas.
On
On 6th Street, 6th East Avenue, right?
East Avenue. Be careful on 6th East.
We
had
next awesome, to a downtown.
Yeah, we were so... We had like a decent time in New Orleans. We lost like $200 at a casino,
which was actually awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun. Like there's not a lot of things that like give me an adrenaline rush where I'm like, oh my god, I really want to do it. I'm super passive and just like, yeah, I'll do whatever. But she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to gamble. And there was a casino, and we went. And slight tip to people who are trying to spend time with their partner and gamble at the same time: don't do it. It
wasn't okay. If your partner and you are very like, we're so opposite and kind of controlling in our own right. So he would pick a number, and then I'd be like, that's not the number I wanted, or that's not the color.
And I was like, oh shit, my bad.
I think near the end of it, I was like, yeah, so I think I'm going to sit at this table. And he actually took offense to that because he's like, I want to spend time with you. I was like, no, I want to win money. Yeah. And I think like your energy is clashing with mine. And so it's like, you feel like it's black, but I feel like it's red, because that happened a lot.
Yes.
He'd be like, it's even. And I'd be like, no, it's going to be odd. And then, one of us had to be right, but it'd be like one was right with odd, and I'd pick the right color. So,
pretty much just separate your energy, separate yourself when you're gambling. I learned a lesson. I was trying to spend time with her.
I was competitive.
Yeah.
I was very competitive.
But after I lost $100, I was like, oh, shit.
I think, so really when we split up, we just literally sat at the tables next to each other and then played our own game. So I ended up playing blackjack.
And lost.
And lost. I never played on the computer before, and I'm not really like well versed in all the rules. So it's more fun for me to play at a table.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah, it was way more fun to play at a table, and then to have someone who might be able to who understands the game more, because that's the only way I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still really fun.
It was fun. It was a good experience. I was playing roulette, which I can good at roulette. I can win a roulette. I'm not going to tell the story right now, but I've lost and won a lot of money at roulette. We'll tell that another time.
I've actually never played roulette, but see, I really like rock, paper, scissors, and I am like the bomb at it. There's just like, I get this little itch and I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm going to beat them with this. And I like always win.
Can we do one
like,
real quick to see if that's actually going to happen? You ready? Yes.
Okay,
See, she's
I did that on
obviously
purpose.
a liar.
No, I actually did that on purpose. I was really going to do rock. I swear. And I was
sure.
like, whatever.
Anyway, so New Orleans was really cool. We had a guy say that we couldn't fly our drone when I was trying to do a music video. So that guy was a dick. He was actually nice, but whatever.
Yeah, he ended up being really nice because he worked at the parking garage.
Yeah, we took some cool pictures too. If y'all haven't seen them, y'all totally should check them out.
So anyways, New Orleans was cool, and then we went to Austin the next day.
We were pumped.
And we were super pumped. So we drove. I actually drove straight through because I was just, I don't know, I was on one. So I think I drove like 8 hours or something. And then we pulled into town, and we were running late. We had an appointment at 8 o'clock,
yeah,
7 or 8 o'clock.
So bad.
Yeah, see, so it's really his fault.
It's not my fault.
Okay, so he had to pee extremely, extremely, extremely bad, and I thought the appointment was a hard 8 because it was in this secret bar. So, it's like this little cafe restaurant on top, and then you go down around the back, and there's a red door, and you knock. And he had to pee so bad, so I like rang the doorbell. I knocked. We couldn't hear the doorbell, and we're like, what's going on? We're like peeking through this little like window. I'm like, there's no one there. Maybe we're late. So I rang the doorbell again, knocked some more. And then they finally come. She goes, what's the password? And it was like love level or something. I don't know.
Something. I can't remember.
And then she lets us in. And it's like this really dope secret
cool.
place.
Yeah.
And really intimate, low lights. And you
like
could
maybe
see
5 other couples there.
Yeah, and they were all getting their like they were waiting to get their tarot read, and then someone else rang the doorbell. And then that's when we realized how bad you could hear the doorbell. Yeah. So all those times I rang it, everybody in the dining room heard me ringing the doorbell. So then I got really embarrassed because I was like, damn, we rang that bitch like 5 times.
I think we said stuff, shouted stuff.
We didn't shout, but we were like, hello.
Anybody there? We have to pee.
And it was just like this little like thick curtain that blocked the stairs up and into the secret room.
That was funny.
So that was really funny. And our tarot read, she did a really quick, 2-card spread?
Yeah, but it was cool. She did a really good job.
Yeah, she did a good job. And because him and I are both kind of intuitive
I'm super intuitive.
Kind of intuitive. But we do tarot, and we try to be very self-aware of our actions and our growth. And I'm always bringing up like moon and astrology. And so her reading was actually like spot on.
She did great. It made us feel like really good. On. Like I don't know I can't remember what mine was, but
yours was talking about how you like overthink too much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like sometimes you have like really irrational thoughts.
Which
I am constantly saying to him. I mean, what she said was like word for word.
It was really good. Like we had just gotten through some emotional stuff, so we were like, "Holy shit, this is."
Yeah,
amazing.
we had like a breakthrough on the way to Austin,
and
then one of mine for my past, my future was because she did a past and a future. Was to work through obstacles, but she was talking about emotionally how sometimes I will ball up and I'll take myself away from people, and that it's not exactly unhealthy, but it's not healthy because it's not the only solution. And that was like our breakthrough, was talking about how I get really mad or angry and I'll go to sleep and I want alone time. And so, I mean, she did
a good job. Malonga Room. I can't remember her name.
The Malonga Room on East 6th.
Yeah, Austin, Texas. So anyways, we had a great first couple hours experience. We walk outside.
10 o'clock.
We're like feeling good. Like, okay, we're about to go to our Airbnb. Super chill.
Yeah, our Airbnb was at the top of, I guess, the valley.
Yeah, like overlooking
the entire city.
So it would have been nice if we could have enjoyed it.
With the drone. That was the whole point.
Yeah. So do you want to say what happened?
I mean, it was right next to downtown, and of course we didn't look.
Right in front of the restaurant.
But it was right in front of a house that was like run down, had spray paint on it. But everything else, of course, in the street was nice.
People were walking by.
People were walking. And so I go and I see the window
looks like it's down.
It looks like it's down. It doesn't even look broken. I didn't see any glass on the floor, nothing. And I had to put my hand through it because I was like, what? And I was like, Cole, you idiot. You left the window open.
You're lucky nobody stole anything.
Yeah, and I was like mad at him because nobody stole anything.
Yeah. Then I'm like, I did not leave the fucking window down. So I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck? Someone busted out the window, ripped the glass out, threw the glass in the grass like there's some professional or something.
Yeah, all in one piece.
Yeah.
We picked it up. I guess because it had the tint on there. But they brushed the glass underneath the car.
Yeah. They moved all of our blankets and shit because we were on a 10-day road trip. So we had blankets and pillows. They had moved all the stuff around where it looked like they just kind of, shook it. When really they took a drone, her computer, like lenses,
his computer bag,
GoPro, bags. Luckily they didn't take clothes, but I don't know how no one saw them.
Yeah, they got away with
a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot.
It was like $6,000 or $7,000 worth of shit. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, so they had the huge low pro bag. It was like the 250 AW or something. We did a review on it. But we have the smaller one now because we actually realized we didn't like how big that bag was for the time being. That was definitely like a travel bag, and we wanted more of a like walking around bag. So, I mean, everything worked out. My laptop, I needed a new laptop. I wanted
it worked
an
out
Apple.
like a month later. So it took us a while to get it all.
It took forever for everything to come back in the mail and be organized. And it took forever because it was the holidays for all the money to come back from our insurance.
But anyways, wait, before you say that, what didn't they steal?
Oh, okay.
This
so
is the
right on
part.
the way into town, we were looking at his laptop, and we had the camera and one lens,
nice
obviously
lens, which
on
is like
it,
$5,000 right there
with the Gorilla Pod.
Yep.
Obviously, it was in the middle console in between us. And it was on top. It wasn't even underneath. It was just on top of the blanket.
Like
but I
wide
guess,
open.
But it was probably they just grabbed everything that they didn't like reach into the middle. They would have had to break another window or like crawl in. But they stole his laptop bag, but it didn't have his laptop in it.
We got and our hard drive, or my hard drive didn't get stolen. Yeah.
No, none of our hard drives got stolen.
So it was actually kind of lucky, to be honest with you, because
some of it,
if the computer, if the Sony would have gotten stolen, or the computer, that we would have been really screwed. But we had some money saved, so we were able to go buy a drone immediately.
All new batteries.
All
new chargers. Luckily, we had was it 24-72 lens or something?
Yeah, 24-70. Yeah.
70 lens. So that was like a decent lens to have for a road trip.
Yeah.
We bought a new GoPro. Did I say SD cards? And like when you buy SD cards at Best Buy, they're not fucking cheap. That's for sure.
Best Buy. What is up with that?
They were like
$60.
Yeah, they're $60 each, but I think they were on sale. So we got lucky. But I was like, what? And then they were on sale, and I was like, okay,
fine.
But
it was like $1,400 or something we had to spend.
Yeah.
Which again, for the second trip in a row,
we spent $2,000.
$2,000 for the second trip in a row. We were stressed out with money because some crazy shit happens, and we're like, "What the hell?" Like we wanted to like have some fun and do some like fun stuff too, but you can't when like you spend $2,000 on equipment you weren't planning on doing. I don't know.
I know, it was a bummer because the first time we went to LA, we had a client who owed us. We had two big clients that were supposed to pay us like 2 weeks before we left. And that was like $2,000 or something. And that was supposed to be our spending money because at the same time, like while we're gone, we're not making money. And we somehow always leave whenever our bills are like due. So you're like, you drop all this money. You're like, okay, cool. We have all this money saved for our road trip, and then we have emergency money. So yeah, that didn't work out. So look, I mean, this time we had money to spend and we still had money left over to spend too and have fun. But it was like stressful.
I was trying to gamble again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was still trying to gamble after we lost all that money.
I was like, I can win it back. I promise. I can win it back. My boys know that I can win it back.
And lose it in a heartbeat.
Anyways.
But so that was Austin. And I think the next day in Austin was such a bummer for us because we had to call insurance. And we had to reset up all of our stuff. And so we were like, you know what? Fuck Austin. But we did go to this really nice place to eat. And
Boiler Room. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was
spent like
$100.
Like it was not smart. She was just like, didn't you want to go somewhere?
Oh, I had to eat my feelings at this point. Yeah.
But it was actually really cool. That area of Austin, like the downtown little area, there's this cute little park.
Courtyard
thing. And it was actually really nice. The people there seemed to be really nice. Just some dude or woman stole our shit and messed it up for us. I mean,
I forgot. You were like, I'm going to drive around. And I was like, these people are not here anymore.
We did drive around.
And then I started getting annoyed. I was like, I just want to fucking go to our Airbnb.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to drive around. I was like, I don't want to drive around. Like, it's a lost
I'm
cause.
going to find them. Yeah. Don't steal people's shit. You know, some people like take little things from grocery stores and stuff because they think it's like funny or cool or whatever it is. They get this little adrenaline rush. Don't steal shit. I worked for my shit. I worked really fucking hard for my shit.
Yeah, but see, people
don't steal.
Would justify it. Like, I guess the person who's stealing is like, oh, well, you have insurance.
They don't know that I have insurance.
They don't know that. But I guess, you know, in the back of their minds, they're like, oh, they have money.
No, they're thinking about themselves.
I just wonder how much they sold all of our shit for, if they were able to get rid of it, if it was on eBay. That makes me
mad. Like, I don't get
did we buy our lens back? What?
Oh, I just spilled coffee.
Damn.
Bad. Yeah, so anyways, that put like a really big damper on our trip. But we picked it back up.
We did. We just needed like one down day, and then after that we were good. Yeah. So, okay. What did we do after Austin? We headed to Flagstaff.
Yeah, and this is like a part of our trip I feel like we wanted to say this advice. We tried to drive. We drove from
We had to drive.
We did have to drive because we had to pick up something for her.
The end goal was to make it to Fort Collins to empty a storage unit that I had.
Yeah, because we were paying
for
like
close to
$70
2 years. Yeah.
And she has this awesome coffee table in it, which we now have in our brand new house.
It's not that awesome, but I've had it since I was really little.
On it,
it's just like this little Korean table. You know how we all like sit on the floor and the tables are really low. So that's what I had since I was little. Mm-hmm. So I went to go get it.
It's really cute. I actually enjoy it. I don't say things are cute all the time, but it's cute. Yeah. Anyway, so we were talking about it, and we don't think that we'll ever do a road trip like that again. We're not going to like hop in the car and like in a squish time period try to drive literally from summer or it's not summer, but from cool fresh weather, like nice weather, to freezing cold weather,
negative degree. Yeah. He'd never seen snow like that before.
Oh my god.
Like ever. He'd never driven in snow, so he was kind of nervous. Yeah. I was kind of nervous a little bit.
There were some scary moments.
So it was really interesting because this east to west coast transition, like I would only suggest it if you have the time and if it's like spring to summer or something. But the two different climate zones was a bad idea because we had to pack twice as much in our car.
Yep.
And
like
be super prepared. And
New Orleans, I wore like a flannel and some jeans, super chill. And then like literally 2 days later, we're like
snow boots, under layers, thermals, all of that. Man. But our drive to Flagstaff wasn't bad. We took like Route 66 at one point, and then
there was traffic. We had to get turned around. We went to Vegas.
I'm an idiot. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, Las Vegas is only 10 minutes from here. Like, not even thinking we're not even in the right state, you guys. We're not in the right state. Do you hear me?
She did that. That was her.
Las Vegas is in Nevada. We were in New Mexico.
Yeah. So, I can't believe we went to New Mexico.
So we went. So the whole time I was like, what? We're like driving in. I'm like, what? This is Vegas? This is so weird. I mean, I heard it's like desert around the area, but I mean, this is a tiny town. Like, where's the center of downtown? I mean, I have heard some negative things, but where's the lights?
Yeah, there's no boulevard. Like, I'm confused. And then all of a sudden, we're in this like little teeny neighborhood, and there's ice all over the road, and then we start sliding on the road. Yeah.
So then we quickly got back.
Yeah, we quickly got back on track.
So we went to the Grand Canyon. We got snowed out, so we went up there. The fog was so bad we couldn't see anything.
We woke up at 5 a.m.
4:30.
Something like that. Sleeping at a koa.
No, it wasn't a koa. Was it?
It was a koa that night, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so we slept at a koa, and I didn't even know what a koa was, honestly. But now I know. It's pretty much like a campsite, a campground. And we slept there. We woke up when we got out the car. So we're like, I'm pretty cold in the car. I mean, we had blankets and everything, but it was pretty fucking cold that night. We have to hop out the car, take the freezing shower. I was cold. And then we had to drive at 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
To get sunrise.
So we wanted to get some sunrise shots. We wanted to see the Grand Canyon at sunrise. We get there, terrible fog, snow everywhere. I'm driving, like she said, I've never driven in the snow like that. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina. What the hell? It's snowing like crazy. There are cars like crashed on the side of the road.
I was having a blast. I don't know. I just thought it was
dark.
fucking hilarious, and it was really dark. We got up there. We should have. So the thing is, we should have never went to begin with.
It was
like
dangerous.
once we saw that it was snowing, because, and I once again didn't put two and two together. I was like, oh, there's a snowstorm coming, but I didn't realize it was going to hit the Grand Canyon area.
There's a snowstorm.
So they closed off all the roads except for the one road that we had come in on.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was all this traffic leaving, because we stayed a while up there. We stayed for like an hour or two, just like on the bus loop, talking to the bus driver. He gave us a non-visual tour.
Yeah.
Like,
we like played in the snow. Y'all probably have seen some footage. We played in the snow.
Yeah, that was
We ran
fun.
around. Like, it was cool, but couldn't see shit.
No, but
Couldn't
then
see
it took
shit.
us like 4 hours to get back to Flagstaff. We were never supposed to go back to Flagstaff. We were supposed to cut through the mountains and keep going to Utah. So
But
we
we
had to go
couldn't.
backwards and then go to Utah.
Yeah, it was crazy. But we were the 1%ers. The tour
Yeah.
guide told us that, people don't get to see the Grand Canyon like that. Like, you don't just randomly show up to the Grand Canyon during
And
a
it's
snowstorm.
snowing.
So it was pretty cool to be able to say that at least. And we did get a couple cool pictures. But the coolest part by far, and I know we're rushing through this. We're trying to, put all this together so we can tell y'all the whole story. The coolest part to me was Zion National Park. I thought that was beautiful.
Utah.
In Utah.
So I still like Colorado better. But I mean, I think they're almost day and night, the difference between Utah and Colorado. I think maybe if I had lived in Utah, I might be able to appreciate it more. But, I definitely still like Colorado better.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
But Utah's beautiful.
We got to stay in this little teeny Airbnb, which, wasn't amazing, but it was just this
It
cute.
was cute.
It was cute.
And it had like this little globe where you could do a fire. And if you saw this picture, we were like cooking s'mores on our Instagram. And if you notice, it's in the daytime because it was too flipping cold to do s'mores at nighttime.
It was cold.
Yeah, we had like a roaring fire, but I mean, it was freezing.
Yeah, couldn't do it. But the most fun part, probably, I want to say, of the entire trip, besides gambling, was we hiked Zion National Park. And because there's a specific one, like Emerald Rock, maybe?
Yeah, the emerald pools.
Yeah, but because the government shut down, there was no one like guarding the trails, or they weren't giving tours or anything. And rocks had fallen over one of the trails, like crushing the trail. And there was only a couple people like brave enough to go up.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't
actually.
bad.
It was very easy to get past.
Yeah, it was easy. But it was fun. It was like a little adrenaline rush. And we got to hike up the mountain like we weren't supposed to.
Well, these people were
cool.
coming down, and I was like, hey, Psst, did you guys go around this gate? And they were like, yeah, it's a government shutdown. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, like we're doing this. Yeah. And then it ended up being like the most simple, like cut across the rocks, and then it turned right back into the trail.
Yeah.
And so that was fun.
That was pretty cool. And we got to fly the drone, get some cool stuff there. Second coolest part was we saw fucking rams. I've never seen a ram before.
Spotted them on the mountain for him.
Yeah, I couldn't focus on them.
While I was driving. Yeah. I was like, babe, I'm going to find you some rams. Don't worry. I'm gonna find you some rams. And then my next goal was to find him a wolf.
We didn't see a wolf.
And I didn't see a wolf, but I did see something in the distance scurrying across the snow. So maybe it was like a fox.
Could have been something.
I think it's a fox.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The bottom line is the trip was a lot of driving. We had some hiccups, but it was just a lot of driving.
Went to Colorado. Yep. Got to introduce him to the best burgers ever in Fort Collins. Yep. Like ever. Like ever.
That was cool.
We drove back, went to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend lives there, so that was actually really fun.
Yep, got to meet some of her friends. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Nashville was cool. We rode some scooters through downtown Nashville. Everyone stared at us like we were crazy, but
went to go eat at this really great place, I think called the Black Rabbit, and our waitress was so awkward. and Julie waitress. And I, my best friend, we actually met serving in Clemson at Mellow Mushroom. So her and I, like, we are like natural born like servers. We're so good at it. I mean, she's actually phenomenal at it. But yeah, so her and I were just laughing. Not laughing at the waitress because we actually liked her, but she was clearly like...
Yeah, some waitresses are just...
Awkward.
Our waiters are just awkward, yeah. It's like too long of a silence. They check on you too much.
She checked on us like every 10 seconds.
Yeah, you good? 5 seconds later.
Literally.
Wait, you good? Cool. It's
but
too
was
much.
so nice. And then the
super nice.
times when we did need her, she was like gone.
Yeah. It's classic. Like,
I was like, damn, I need something. Well, she's not coming back for
Yeah.
like another 10 minutes now. That was fun.
It's classic. Yeah, honestly, like we've taken like 2 big trips together, and next trip is Chicago.
3rd time's the charm,
Yep,
for real.
Chi-town.
I think we've
Chi-town.
learned so much.
Yeah, we've learned about each other and traveling in
Work
general.
balance.
Work balance. So, first big trip of the year, Chicago. We're gonna stay there for like 4 days or something. 5 days.
4 full days, but 6 days of travel.
Yeah, so we're super excited about that. We're gonna get some good content. Next big thing I want to talk about is
Yeah, are you guys still with us?
yeah, I know. That
I
was
mean,
like
I feel
a
like
really
that
quick
was pretty
thing.
entertaining.
It
We,
was
I
pretty
mean,
entertaining.
and that was probably like only a quarter of what we
Oh god!
even
And
went
I wish we
through.
could have done it while we were there. It would have been so to capture the
Yeah.
freaking anger and the
Right.
coolness. But anyways, so we moved.
Yeah, so on top of everything being
Transition.
stolen, we were like, boom, boom, it's cool. When we get back, let's still do this. And then I had like this complete breakdown and decided that we needed to move. And
Can we talk about mold? I'm not gonna
or
say
mildew.
much. Mildew. I'm just gonna let her talk about this because I have no comment.
So we've been living in this house. I feel kind of dumb because we've been living in this house for a year and we actually renewed our lease in November. And I think at that point I was just like, F this. We're not going to live in South Carolina for that long or whatever. We like the layout. We like this place. But I think after our road trip, we realized how small our place was and how cramped we were because we work at home. We have a studio at home. We have office. And we'd actually like set up the feng shui so that as soon as you walk in, it's work. Other living room is work.
It was like work pretty much.
We only had 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
For us, which we hadn't even like finished setting up. No
we had our
plants, no
huge
cuteness.
TV in too. It
Yeah.
was just like a TV room.
And then our back room smelled really bad. And so we like never went in there. And we were honestly just like at this point, like, F it, whatever, it's fine. But then when we came home, we were like, no. And I was like, I can't do this. And it smelled worse.
Yeah.
Even though we'd left the air on, we'd left all the windows, like the blinds open.
And I'm going to jump in and say this. So I'm well off, as in like my family, they're not like poor. I went to a nice private school. My dad, he's middle class. My mom's middle class.
Y'all are middle class. Private school, he's not upper class by any means.
Yeah, middle class.
In
So
Sumter.
I'm not, but when I left my parents' home, I was immediately lower class. And I didn't really, I got help when I really needed it. So I'm saying this to say that my mindset has just been like, I'm making money so I can survive right now. Especially when I started the business, like I broke. I'm just eating what I can eat, what I can afford, and I'm working to try to make more money. So I don't really think about stuff like mildew. So to me, I'm just like brushing it off my shoulder. Oh, my house smells weird. Cool. No big deal. So I say that to say that it came to a point where I was kind of like combative. I was like,
Super
it doesn't
combative.
smell that bad. Like, it's not a big deal.
It
Like,
was
it's not mold.
annoying. Okay, so the back room had this couch in there, so all the shit in the back room was being ruined. Also, the last straw was I found mildew in my closet because it was a really long closet, but of course it's not like fucking I can see into the back of it because this place, like now I hate this place. I don't know why I ever loved it. But I found, mildew on the back wall, and then that was when I just had like a complete breakdown, started like freaking out, like I can't do this, we have to
She's
move,
a germaphobe
put in a
too,
complaint.
so that makes sense.
I am a germaphobe. I'm like hypoallergenic, yeah. And even after that, he was like, it's fine, I wiped it down, I sprayed it.
I was
blah,
trying
blah,
to be
blah.
helpful because I knew we just signed a lease. And I was just like,
so we actually wrote them that we were evicting ourselves because I started just kind of now being really like anal, and when you sit out on our porch and you look up, there was like black spots that looked like mold. And then on our windowsill in like the dust in the back room, there was like little like mold spots. And they replied back after like months after, of course, we'd already moved out. Now they decided to take action with this like mold and mildew test. And I feel like they think, I don't know much about mold and mildew tests, but it's not like they tested the structure. So they did this like mold and mildew test and they sent us the results. And it was like, oh, it's like green, maybe in the yellow area for caution. These are like natural bacterias and mildews that come in from the outside and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? What? Can you explain to me why the entire back room smells so awful? Like, can you explain to me why there's mildew in my closet, but like the circulation of our house is like actually pretty, like we open the windows all the time. I mean, I told you I'm kind of like OCD, and I mean, it was just really ridiculous. And I was like, well, did you crawl underneath the house? Like, did you crawl into the roof? You know, it's inside of the walls.
I mean, there was definitely something.
There was something.
I don't know what it was. I'm not one to judge or not judge. I'm not one. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not one to
well, we
judge
moved.
mold, but
and it actually was meant to be because
I think it was 100%.
We kind of had this like large discussion, and I was like, you know what? I can't date a dummy.
Yeah.
I refuse to date someone who is dumb enough to think that we can live in this house when there's mildew growing in my closet.
And I was just like, okay.
So we went to go eat Mexican, and we looked at some houses, went to go see them that same day.
Yes.
Signed a lease the next day. Moved.
Yeah. It was meant to, it was obviously, it was definitely meant to be. So now we're in West Cola. Shout out to the West.
We like
Squad.
West Columbia.
We enjoy it a lot. It's like right by downtown still. So it's just like right across the bridge. We're close to everything.
Which is a beautiful drive. It's like the best view of the city coming from this side.
I think it is 100% the best drive. And the neighborhood, we don't really go around the neighborhood, honestly.
We don't really have a neighborhood.
Stay in our house. Yeah. We don't really have a neighborhood, and we have a backyard.
Our yard is huge.
Yep.
We doubled our square footage, but hardly changed in price.
Yep, exactly. And so now we have our house.
We have so much room.
So this is like, so for the people who work together and who watch this, work-life balance has been like a huge thing. We'll probably talk like a whole separate episode on kind of this subject, and we'll probably mention it several times in the future, but we just were so squished. It was all about work. We had to make a change because we just were not cultivating love with ourselves.
Our love relationship was falling apart. Our business was flourishing, but we were like dying.
Yeah, and it's because we're just like all business. I wake up and I see this angry businesswoman all day, every day.
There was no hangout spot.
No.
It was like as soon as you left the bedroom, you were in the front room, which was huge, but it was all studio like shit. And then you'd walk into the living room and it was all studio stuff. And then it was kitchen and then unusable.
Which made sense at first. We were like, yo, we got to do business stuff.
Yeah.
But then after we started doing good, we were like, wait, this sucks. This is not cool. So now we have a sunroom, which is amazing. We do yoga in the sunroom.
We're way more active.
Way more active. We have we worked out like CrossFit style in our backyard last week.
Our yard is so big we can do sprints.
We can do sprints like
you know,
gassers.
like in basketball when they make you run to the first line we can do that. It's awesome.
We literally have like a carport which we're setting up for like a craft area. We can put our weights there. We have upstairs. We have 3 bedrooms. We have our office in one of the upstairs bedrooms separated.
Our bedroom, which we have
no TV right now.
Set the bed up so it's like takes up almost the entire space of the room, but that's because we didn't want anything in there. Like we're gonna put plants and lights. We might hang up a baby TV, but we wanted it to be like
she said baby,
the
and I was
love
like,
room.
what?
Like the love room.
Yes.
Yeah, we vowed that we weren't bringing work downstairs unless it was like the weekend or something really chill. Mm-hmm. But like work stays in that room and this room.
Yeah, and sometimes it's kind of hard, but we've been pretty good, honestly. We can open the window upstairs. It's really nice.
There's a cross breeze.
Beautiful cross. You can hear the birds.
It's a 2-story. Well, it's actually a 3-story, but those like older styles where it's like 5 steps to get up there and 5 steps to get down.
Maybe we'll give them a tour one day.
Yeah, we should give you a tour. We're not quite done like decorating, but since it's on the 2nd story, the sunlight and the cross breeze is amazing. We like hardly ever turn our lights on, ever. Yeah. Ever.
Correction. She hardly turns the lights on.
Well, I'm like energy conscious.
Yeah, me too. So anyways, what do y'all think of our new podcast room?
I know. Do you like our logo?
Yeah, so we got this on signs.com. It was actually like $80.
We could put a link in our
Yeah. We'll put
menu.
a link in the bio. Hung up some pictures, did some lights. Looks pretty fancy. We bought these things from Hobby Lobby. They were pretty cheap.
They only had one in store, even though they said they had 2. And we like drove around to another one and they only had 1, or they didn't have them. So we had to order them online. And then it fucking took like 3 weeks for them to come. So you can see why this room or like the podcast took so long.
Yeah.
is because nothing came on time. I don't know. It's frustrating.
And we wanted to wait till we had just like a nicer setup and we feel better. Then we're going to get a second camera soon, hopefully, so we can just like.
Please, somebody.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to get a second camera. So this is the podcast room. We got the sunroom. Kitchen is popping. I feel super good. I feel excited.
We even upgraded to a French press.
Oh, yeah. We did do the French press.
He drinks coffee all the time.
Yeah.
But didn't know what it was.
Yes, exactly. I want to, I was going to say feng shui. That's not right. More like transition. I think that's the right word. I want to transition this way. So we went on this road trip, and I'm very much of a person that believes in like game planning. I'm maybe not obviously, but I brainstorm 24/7. I'm like, yo, how can we do this? How can we do this? How can we do this? And
annoying.
Yeah, it annoys her. And she turns things off, but she doesn't turn things off. So, but for example, on our road trip, she turned off like that game plan mode kind of.
Yeah, I was like, we're on vacation.
Yeah. And
I was like, our relationship needs this. Like, we can work before everything got stolen, of course. I was like, we can work, we can do fun. Yeah. All of that, but like, we're on fucking vacation.
Yeah, and I was more like, I was trying to be like that, but then as like January 1st came around, I was like, oh my God, I don't have anything planned for the new year. Like, what am I going to do? And I started freaking out a little bit, and literally the past month and a half has been like catching up on the game planning. And I wanted to just say that this year I mentioned a little bit on Instagram for those that follow me on Instagram. This is like the year of becoming, for me, maybe for you too, the person that I want to be.
It's the year of the pig.
It's the year of the pig. Boar. Speaking of boar, we saw a big ass.
Yeah.
Boar.
Do you want to finish your thought before we go into that?
Yeah, sorry. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is this French press, this room, to me is I needed to work on. Okay, French press isn't healthy necessarily, but I never focused on things like that. I didn't have time
taking care of yourself,
taking care of myself, like details, like setting up this room and making it look unique and cool and fun. I just didn't do that. Doing yoga.
Well, it goes back to you were like, oh, I'm here to work. I'm going to live this broke life, like blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And I mean, so we balance each other because I am a very, very much like I indulge, I binge, that to me, that's kind of my addiction is like the instant gratification. And so he grounds me and makes sure that I don't do that. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, you need to live a little bit. Like, I can't be with someone that's like work all the time. And so I'm like,
so it's like a threat. I can't be with someone that works hard.
But see, you're not like that. We work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. We have it really has. I'm going to go on a limb and say that I'm almost getting better at it than you are.
Whatever. I mean, he's better at that anyways. He's better at adapting.
I'm really like, I really was just saying that to make a joke, but seriously, a lot has changed for me personally. Like, I want to eat better. I made myself like not eat sweets. I technically had like one cheat day, but that's just really big. I made
brownies.
Health is just so important. It's focusing on certain details, not letting people like overwhelm you to the point where you're like, oh my God, I don't let business people overwhelm me anymore. Like, you can't just call me and be like, yo, I need you right now. I'm like, well, I'm going to do this yoga, and then I'm going to drink some tea, and then I'm going to read for a little bit, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'll hit you back because I don't work off of your schedule. This is my life, bro. Or woman.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, I know. But to kind of build off of that, I don't know if everyone has seen this, but it is the year of the boar, and it's in the earth sign, and earth is, a symbol of like grounding and nurturing, like earth mama or mother nature. And so really, especially if you are a fire sign or an Aries, for me specifically, last year was like, it was fucking hell. Not only were there like 19 retrogrades or something like that. So for everybody, it was like a year of like growth and digging deep and just, so many walls that you were constantly hitting and trying to break through. And if you could hold steadfast, then this was the year of rest, relaxation. And so last year was really focused on like solidifying. And so not only do I believe in like Chinese astrology, moon cycles, crystals, all of that, but I do also believe in this philosophy that your life cycles in sevens. And so for me, 21 was a huge, I mean, I could tell you huge things at everything, but 21 most recently was I actually dropped out of college and moved to Colorado, to a farm. And then I'm about to be 28. And so much has happened, but this is actually the most solid and stable I have ever been. And it's actually the beginning to me, what feels like so much more to come. But last year was a struggle, and I grew and I changed, and I, really, really, really focused on, my weaknesses and my strengths and developing them. And then this year is, the year of the boar. The boar is an earth sign, which is also like a female sign. So like yin, it's more soft and gentle. And so this is the year to focus on nurturing your home, your health, and finding your center. And if there's like any financial endeavors, it's saying, not to take like any like huge risks, but also this is a year of like steady growth. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy is supposed to happen this year. And it's really insane. So Cole mentioned something. I was like, wait. So on our way from Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This was crazy.
Insane. There was like this little slow up of traffic, and we saw these ambulances on the side of the road, and we look over and I see this cop dragging this body, but like it was like 2 inches drop. Yeah. And I was like, in my mind, it just flashed like, is that a human body? No, there's no way they would do that. They usually hang like sheets. So I like slow down, and we look, and then we see it, and it's a boar, but it was the size of like no joke, the size of a cow. But like boars are fat, so it was like the size of a bull, I guess. It was huge. And we like, kid you not, we are not making this up. And then it kind of hit us a couple weeks later when we like were thinking about this transition and how stable we had felt, and how like how more like, I don't know, just how our focuses had changed.
At first we thought it might be bad, though, because the boar was dead.
Yeah, we were like, the boar is dead. What does that mean? But I mean, I think if you leave out maybe like the dead part, there was definitely like a symbol of sorts. It was like you're leaving behind all of this, and you're about to come into a new stage in your life. So really, this has been in a really amazing move. Like, we still fight. I still have anger issues. Sometimes I contemplate like if I should see a therapist, because I have triggers. But at the same time, we are learning.
Definitely way better.
Yeah, we're learning what tools we need and what those tools look like, and how to hold space better.
And even just, she's learning a lot about, I don't know if we should jump in this time or not, but we've been having to hire employees and stuff like that. So we're learning a lot about business. We're learning a lot about ourselves. I mean, I obviously still have issues too. Yeah. But I'm learning as well how to, we just are super transparent. And that is the only reason we're still here, because we're transparent.
I know. Yeah. Like, should I talk about it? Maybe that's like another thing, but so business has been growing. I was like, Cole and I had this meeting with our clients, and we just saw these like dollar signs popping up, and I was like, so out consulting him, which we had already talked about it before, so it wasn't like on the whim, but we were waiting for the perfect segue, but we were like, hey, we want to take over your photography markets, and it seems perfect because we manage everything for them. We pay the employees, like our clients don't have to do it. So I mean, it made sense for everybody. We train them, all of that. But I'm a very like no bullshit, very blunt. I'm not mean. I just like non-emotional. I'm just non-emotional. So like we even just hired his cousin, and this morning it's 8 a.m, and I'm like, where are the photos? I need you to fix this. If you don't, I have to download and do them all by myself. And then I texted him a photo of this watermark, and I was like, what's the difference between this photo and mine? But I mean, that's because I had sent him this, and then the night before he was like, is it supposed to be black? I'm like, dude, the photo is clearly white. But anyways, so then immediately, and because we have a more conversational vibe, I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not upset. You can take your time. I'm just like to get straight to the point.
I would just say.
Yeah, I was like, I like to just get straight to the point. You've been working really hard. And And then I bribed him. I was like, there's a couple of photos that need to be fixed. If you find these photos, I'll pay you extra. But, and then I was like, take your time, have a good day. But this one guy that we hired, Cole made me hold on to him for 2 weeks.
I think we should have
okay, let's make our own another episode about hiring people.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole other episode.
I totally unloaded on our friend Matt. He was like, so how's it been? And I was just like, in 5 minutes, he was like, and he was like, let's clear this energy. His hands literally went up. He was like, yeah, I see that was a lot. And I was like, oh, it's fine now. Everyone else is good, but it's fine. So, yeah.
So we're going to pause there. A couple things, though. We've kind of like relaunched our website a little bit. Check it out. We have a new blog. So if you're into photography, into real estate, any of that stuff, definitely want to check that out. We're going to get into some more spiritual,
check out our website,
vibes, music. I dropped a single. We dropped 2 singles since the start of the year. Root and Out the Blue. Visuals coming. I'm just slow as hell and it's really hard.
I'm really excited for a song that he hasn't dropped yet that I think everyone's going to really like. And the photo shoot, the concept that I came up with was super dope. It was just as dope as when I did Brittany Maldonado's cancer photos in the funeral pyre.
That's super dope. I can't decide if I'm going to drop the song. We're going to talk about that later. But
I think at least drop the photos. So maybe we'll show a snippet and y'all can vote on it, but we should at least drop the visuals because the visuals were dope.
Yeah, 100%. And but before we have to sign off, but...
We do?
Yeah, we do. I was going to say, we just dropped a preset. We spent days on this.
Trying to organize it because we'd never done it before.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. It was just trying to fit it into work. So it took us a second to get the hang of it. Yeah. And I am very organized. So I was like, it has to be in this folder and it has to look like this and blah, blah, blah. But go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. That was a
So, okay. Check out our website. ApollosBoat.com. We redid it and I love it because sometimes I come home after I've like built lists and then Cole will finally sit down and attack that shit and it'll be way better than I ever thought. He's really good at that.
I'm getting an eye.
It looks good.
I designed 2 logos the other day in like 2 minutes, and they were good.
We're thinking he should sign up for Fiverr, but
you need a logo. Hit your boy up. No,
for real, especially if it's like super simple.
I'll consult you on how to do it. Yeah. Anyway, so the preset though.
Oh God, we're gonna do an episode on consulting people.
Yes, we are,
and that will go in line with being blunt and straight to the point because I don't know why people don't.
All right, we have to stop.
Whatever.
We have to stop. We're about to dive into it again. Thank y'all so much for watching. Preset.
ApollosBoat.com.
Check it out. Blog.ApollosBoat.com for the blogs. ApollosBoat.com, but you can link to the blogs there. We also have gear.
Check out our new real estate preset.
We're talking about a lot right now. We're overwhelming you. I'm overwhelmed.
We're about to drop not about to, but we are dropping a fashion line. It's going to be super cute. And it's going to be really inspirational. And it's going to go in line with my health and healing, all the philosophers that we like to read, all of his artistry, etc. Because my family does embroidery too. We kind of do everything.
We do literally everything.
Check
out Out the Blue too.
Check out our singles. And then if you guys want anything custom or embroidered or have any ideas, definitely send them our way. We'll throw them into the mix.
We're gonna throw them.
I'm excited. Yeah, because just to say, like I make mala beads, so we're gonna be making those. I like to make candles.
Yep. I'm gonna start making shit.
I like to do a lot of like chakra stuff, and so we're gonna be kind of. Oh yeah, I made these coasters. I think I want to put like a clear shellac on top so they're actually waterproof. But I also embroidered these and designed this myself. So
we got companies on companies coming. So
yeah,
shit's popping. I love that y'all listen to this. Thanks for listening so far. I'm out. I'm done. Thank you, Jacqueline. Do you have any last words?
Bye. This is Bob.
Bye. Peace.